Yeah, how you going? I'm in the middle of a rebuild of a 1966 Nissan Patrol cab chassis or Ute, whatever you want to call it. Here she is. I've called it Bluey because it's almost blue. But anyway, been going 6 months, and this thing couldn't even move when I got it. Everyone that's tried this sort of thing realises how much work's entailed in trying to get one of these things, one of these older cars, to come back to life. So I just thought I'd go through the bits and pieces that I have done and maybe inspire someone to have a crack. It's good. It's good stuff. I'm enjoying it, especially with COVID. This is a great relief, something to do. So anyway, as you can see, suspension. New shocks there are obviously bright yellow. You can see them, but the harder work was the replacement of bushes, which is quite hard to do. In fact, I engaged my local mechanic to help me do that. So that's done front and back. One of the major problems I had with this vehicle when I first got it was brakes. They're all drum brakes, and as you can see over here, I've got plenty of parts because there was bits missing and all sorts. But anyway, one of the major things was that the cylinders were buggered, and so now we've got all new cylinders in there. And then of course I had issues with new metric cylinders versus imperial brake lines. So get up a bit closer, don't lose heart. See that thing in the middle? That's actually an adapter, so you can adapt and change. You buy these adapters, they're not expensive. Yeah, a little section of brake line there that I had to replace. So then you have to learn how to do things like flaring a brake line, so it creates like a nipple that will fit inside these joints. And again, that's another little learning process, but I had some help from the local clutch and brake specialists, but I had to do that joint there and the one on the slave cylinder under the bonnet myself. Both of them leak, of course, so I've got my trusty local mechanic to come and redo them for me shortly. Anyway, needed to remount my battery. My mechanic's also an auto electrician, so this vehicle will require a full rebuild, full rewire. I've changed all the gear oils in the diffs, front, back, and transfer case and gearbox. She's a bit messy inside, but anyway, that's how it is. It's not an original seat, obviously. I think you've seen my steering wheel I'm not real happy with, but I'd like to get another original in better condition, but otherwise I'm going to have a crack at repairing that. So all the bits are there, and a rewire will go a long way to bringing this old girl back to life. I also took a bit to get the motor running, and I'll just lift this up. We go. It's difficult one-handed, isn't it? Anyway, no hydraulic lifts on these bonnets. So there's the old girl. Another thing I had an issue with was the radiator. I mean, that looks all lovely and pristine now, but that came out of a sacrificial car that I had to buy for parts, which is over there. The tarp on it, a little shorty. That's a 73 model short wheelbase not a bad little car. It's got a it's basically the same car. Nissan didn't change too many things over the years, but anyway, I've been able to get the radiator out of it because the one that was in here was buggered. So being 7 years younger, this one had a better chance of survival. I had it flushed and repaired. The bottom pipe, too dark to see, but down the bottom there was leaking, which was very frustrating. So I just had it rebuilt, and it cost me $50, 55 Australian dollars to repair that and flush it out, and he painted it all black for me, and yeah, and all I had to do was put it back in. But the motor, as you can see, there's the bird's nest of the wiring's a nightmare. I'm not prepared to risk, this sort of crappy melted out wiring. Spend all this money on a rebuild and then to catch fire at a set of lights and watch your investment go to rubbish. So that'll all be redone. Speaking of redone, I rebuilt the distributor, new leads, rebuilt the carby. This one is not the original, that's a Stromberg carburetor. I have the original up on the shelf, which has also been rebuilt, but I decided to keep this carby because it was with this motor, and it seems to work quite well. I've been able to connect the reconnect the oil bath filter adequately, so that's going to work fine. Part of the radiator rebuild was that it was suggested to remove or change the cap, so to get rid of the pressure in the system, given that its age, the older radiator. So this cap allows the overflow to go into a aftermarket water bottle there, which when it heats up, the difference is that the car runs cold. The motor will run cold rather than or colder rather than the operating temperature the manufacturer's designed it to be. But when it does get hot, the excess water will end up in the bottle, and then when it cools down, it'll draw it back. So there's no pressure build up inside the tank. Another rebuild was the brake slave cylinder. On the 66, it's just a single, as you can see. There's my leaking flared joint, which will be fixed next week, hopefully. That cost me $150 or something to have the local fellow rebuild that. It's got a full kit right through it. So it's the brake cylinder. The clutch is mechanical. So this leverage down here, when you put your foot on it, just pushes backwards. It's all levers. It's all mechanical, which I'm quite happy about. But I'll probably end up needing to put a new clutch in it, which is my next project. About $1,500 worth. But the motor works great. Like I said, it's pretty old school. Love the batwing doors. But anyway, I'll leave the bonnet up. But basically, it's key and press a button, and away she goes. And that's stone cold. This motor starts like that. That was my number one priority, to make sure the motor ran well. Just turn that off. and it does. It runs really well. Next project will be bloody seat belts, because I can't get this registered without them. And well, I've got a rear view mirror. I want to find out about the side mirrors. This 66 has a 3-bolt pattern here. I'm assuming that was a mirror, but other models I've seen have these bolts here, where there was your typical sort of Holden style mirror just bolted there. And of course, because they're right-hand vehicles, all the photos that you see on the internet don't show you the passenger side, but I'm not quite sure how the mirror works here, although there was an old Holden HQ mirror or something screwed onto the door there. But I'm trying to get maybe something that's matching. There's no holes in the passenger side guard that matches that sort of orientation over there on the driver's side. So, but anyway, that's her to date. I'm also trying to get an unregistered vehicle permit in New South Wales and Australia. That's what they're called, so that I can drive it legally and have third-party property damage insurance to protect others, whilst I drive it from here to my clutch and brake specialist, who will put a new clutch in it. It's about $1,500. In the meantime, I've got a set of split rims, and I've repainted them. There's Banjo there, just checking that I did the work properly. And I've just gone with black matte for a colour. There's the splits there all lined up and all numbered, of course, because you want to make sure that you try and keep the split with the right rim. So that was an interesting exercise, making sure that I didn't lose the numbering whilst I went through the process of repainting them. So apart from rust, I've got a little bit on the door, driver's side door there. Nothing terrible, but I'll grind that out. And on the driver's side roof there, I'll probably just cut that out and tack a new piece in. So that's the intention. So a rewire, probably a gearbox. I've got about $5,000 more to spend on this. It's cost me about 10 so far. So don't pretend that this is a cheap exercise. It's not. Be prepared to either have the money or don't start, because it's not easy and it's not cheap. But I envisage. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to respray this. My intention is that Bluey will look exactly like it is right now, apart from some yellow spray paint. The young buggers I bought the thing off, sprayed all over it. But I'm just going to get a clear coat and brand new tyres, of course. I've gone with, you can't get these military style tyres anymore. Unfortunately, they're not steel belts, obviously, the originals. They're cloth or rag tyres, as they're called, and 7.5 by 16. But they're Dunlops, Dunlop road tracks, which you can't get. But Dunlop do a road gripper in the same size, a steel belted radial. Because they're on split rims, that means that you have to have tubes. They're not tubeless, and so I've as you can see over there, Banjo's just licking the bloody paintwork. Anyway, 5 rims, because I will eventually put that original tray on the back of it, and I intend on putting a polished timber tray on the back of it. It's full of rainwater at the minute. and up against the headboard there I'll bolt one of the wheels, the 5th wheel, so I want it to look nice and match everything. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed my little video, and that's all there is to say. Hope you enjoyed that. This is Bluey signing off.